Alright, hey guys, Pitmaster Shane D here, and I just want to touch on a few things that I laughed at this week concerning pellet grills and some advice. My buddy Sandy over at Just Piddlin just released a mic drop of a video, kind of going over some of these, and I laughed at him. He laid it out there probably much more boldly than I will. Definitely a great guy. Sandy has a point of view, and he definitely has a following. So get some, Devil Dog. Fellow vet. Love Sandy and his point of view and the way he does things. It's all Sandy. That's what I love about it. So I just wrote down 5 things that I was like, I wish I knew, or I wish more people knew as they start their pellet grilling journey. So these are all built around pellet grills. So if you got a charcoal grill or Kamado, we'll get to you. But this is all about pellets, since I've been working inside the pellet world for the past 2 to 3 years, almost exclusively. So what do pellet grills take to operate? Well, they take pellets. Pellets matter, right? Police lives matter, pellet lives matter. Listen, don't go cheap here. Find a good brand. I can't count the number of times I've watched someone buy a $200 Snake River Farms Wagyu brisket and the cheapest damn pellets they can find. Stop it. Just stop it. Cheap pellets are not determined by price. They're determined by quality, brand. So, when you get this big deal on pellets that basically cost you $10 for 40 pounds, probably not a good brand. Probably not a pellet worth burning. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Now, immediately you're pushing back, right? You're immediately like, I can't believe, that you're going to call out pellet brands. Well, I'm going to. Because I tested about 30 different pellet brands. And, well, not just brands, but also different flavors within those brands. When I was helping Gorilla come up with what flavors and what manufacturer we should go with that, when we did our pellets. So I went through a lot of them, and boy howdy, there's some real cruddy ones. And the pellet market is tough because the same company, manufacturer, may basically bag for 15 different companies. So you don't know what you're getting always. Just because it says Gorilla on the bag, who the heck bags those? Well, we're not telling, neither are the other manufacturers. So unless you got some insider info, you probably don't know who's bagging what. But you can test, and you can ask which pellets people have had success with. Now, I will comment my experience being with pellets almost exclusively in the Gorilla Grills lineup, okay? Meaning, all the pellets I tested were in the Gorilla Grill. That doesn't mean that this is the gospel, okay? It means these are what I found to work exceptionally well with Gorilla Grills. That's all I can say legally. Because, augers have different gaps. They have different, the controllers have different feed rates. The fan speeds are a little different in each pellet grill. So some pellets may burn better in other pellet grills, okay? That's a stretch. I'm trying to give some brands an out here and a benefit of a doubt, but the reality is a good brand's a good brand. It's a good brand across most manufacturers, okay? Having said that, the disclaimer is these are my findings based on cooking a bunch of different brands, a bunch of different flavors with Gorilla Grills, okay? So who are the brands I recommend? Well, obviously, Gorilla Grills. Did a lot of testing. I know what worked. I made copious notes. We took those notes to the manufacturer and said, can you do X, Y, and Z? Manufacturer said yes, and they met our requirements. Made a pretty good pellet. Pretty darn happy with those. Who else is good? Smoke Ring. I think Smoke Green's a great brand. Burned probably a dozen bags of Smoke Green pellets. Never had a dud. Never had a flame out. Great. Good stuff. I would put Lumberjack right there with Smoke Green. The Smoke Green guys like to say that the Lumberjack includes some bark and they make you a little more ash. I didn't find that in my testing. Not really. They all made ash. I think it depends on as much the flavor you're burning as anything as to how much ash it creates. So don't get caught up in that. Ash is not the enemy here. Yeah, if one brand makes a little more ash than another, who cares? Vacuum it out, man. As long as it imparts great flavor to that $200 brisket you're putting on there, it's all that matters, man. Game over. It's all that matters. Okay, so stick with what matters. So Lumberjack, Smoke Ring, B&B Pellets makes a good pellet. Can't argue that. CookingPellets.com, solid. Barbecuer's Delight, solid. So what are pellets that I just did not like? Well, when I turned the grill on with certain brands, and I'm hesitant to name them, they immediately smelled muddy. There's no definition to them. Yeah, you can tell something was burning, but you couldn't tell if it was like cardboard or I don't know. It just smelled muddy. That's the only thing. I kept coming back to that in my notes time and time again. It smelled muddy. Did not have definition. When I burn a good pellet, it smells like what it is, right? It smells like cherry. You know, it smells like what I know from stick burning cherry wood to smell like when I burn it. When I burn hickory, did it make me cry? Hickory, there's something about hickory that immediately makes my eyes water. And some of these lesser brands, I'll call out one, Pit Boss, okay? I just didn't like any of their pellets. I don't know why. It just didn't work for me. And Louisiana was another one. In fact, they may be the same, branded by the same company. Likely are, as a matter of fact, because they were so close in my testing. May or may not be. It's just saying they were close to my testing. I would burn the hickory from them, and I would get no reaction. Like, it wouldn't make me tear up. Like, when I burn real hickory in a stick burner, it's like being maced. Like, I'll tuck a towel in my back pocket and wipe my eyes out constantly when I burn hickory, because that's what it does to me. Because it's so strong. And when that wouldn't happen with some of these other brands, it tells me there wasn't a lot of hickory in there at all, or enough to matter. So that to me didn't make a good pellet. So I just didn't like them. So pellets matter, long and short. Just spent like 7 minutes on pellets. So we've still got several more categories. I don't want it to be a 30-minute video. Another thing I wrote down was walk away. You guys are mothering, helicoptering, whatever you want to call it, these grills too much, man. Turn the bloody thing on and walk away. Man, all these manufacturers are getting 1,000 emails a day that read something like the following. I set my grill at 225. It went to 250 before it got to 225. Yes, sir. Yes, it did. Doesn't matter. You only freaked out because you saw it, because you're standing over the thing while you should have been trusting it to do its job. Now, I promise you, your oven does the same thing. Okay? It cycles on, it cycles off. It overshoots, it undershoots. But somewhere in that wave of temp, when you average it out, guess where you're going to be? 225. So just turn the grill on, and for the love of Pete, and the love of your sanity, and the love of my sanity, the love of these manufacturers' sanity, please, just walk away. Know that you've done your maintenance, okay? I say walk away, but I walk away because I know I do my maintenance on my pellet grill. About every 20 to 30 pounds, I vacuum the whole thing out, I clean it up. I walk away. Now, obviously, walk away doesn't apply when you're cooking at 450 degrees for a pizza or a burger or whatever. I don't want anyone blaming me if something crazy happens and their deck burns down or whatever, okay? If you have a good pellet grill and you know it to maintain temp and you can trust it on low and slow cooks, then walk away. If you cannot say that about your pellet grill, don't use it. No, it's a bold statement. But if you can't trust it at 225 to create good food, you got the wrong product, man. Go get a better one. It's that simple. There's a lot of great pellet grill companies out there. A lot of them vying for your business. A lot of them working hard to earn your business. Find one. These little tin cans you find at the big box store. That's all I'll say about that. Just head shake no. Hard pass. No. Spend some money on a decent unit, okay? One that you can trust, one that has a decent thickness of metal. If you can't afford to spend over $300, do yourself a favor and just don't buy one. Go buy a small charcoal grill and keep saving your money. I'm not picking on you if you don't have the money. I'm not. But what I'm saying is don't waste your money. Unless you're in the $500 to $700 range right now for a pellet grill, you probably aren't buying anything worth your time or money, in my opinion. My opinion. So you can like that or dislike that. That's fine. I'm not calling out any particular brands. I'm not. But there's some crap brands out there. And they know who they are. And they know they're pumping 1 billion units in a year. And they're trying to sell them to you at your local grocery store, at the Sam's Club, at the Costco, everywhere you are, trying to convince you you need one of these. And, well, frankly, you don't. Now, every one of the brands I just called out makes an upper end unit, a pro level, or a grill that costs a little more. See what I'm saying? See, they got these cheap, crappy ones at $300-400, but they make a good grill. It's not just necessarily the brand; it's where you buy in the brand. But if you're not spending at least $500 to $700, you're probably not getting anything worth your time. My opinion, based on what I've seen in the market right now, you're getting something that's going to fail you in about 2 to 3 years. Simple as that. Look at the warranty. The warranty will tell you how long they expect it to last. Call up their service department. If you don't speak to a real person within about 30 seconds, probably not a company you need to do business with. Because they're not gonna warranty or service that grill, man. They're gonna give you the runaround until you're outside of your warranty, and then take your call. It sucks, but that's how it is. Some of these grill companies are no better than cell phone companies, and I have a big heartburn with cell phone companies right now. But again, my opinion. Let's talk about that little display, the one that causes you to go crazy, that I had made the comment that you need to walk away from. That little display has some secrets. Shh. So, you know the reason why you don't freak out on your oven? Because your oven, when you set it to 400 degrees, only shows you 400 degrees until it hits temp. Brilliant. Kenmore, Viking, whomever, whatever company, brilliant. Because that keeps you from asking questions. That keeps you from worrying. That keeps you from standing over it going, why is it only at 355? Why didn't it get to 400? Why did the buzzer go off and tell me it's 400 when it's only 395 or it's 451? For exactly this reason. They don't want your calls. They don't want your questions. The dirty secret of the display on a pellet grill is this. It's an algorithm. Now, some manufacturers display only in 5 degrees increments. Some display in 1 degree increments. And that's not, I'm not talking about the set temp. I'm talking about actually what they're displaying, what the actual grill temp is, okay? Understand this is an average that is spread out over time and divided by a sum before it's put on the display. What does that mean? Well, there's so many samples taken in a given set time. It could be 30 seconds. It could be a minute. It could be 5 minutes. And then that's averaged down over all the other set temp, or all the collected data, and then displayed. Not the actual temp. See where I'm going here? It's a dirty little secret. It's how it's done. Now, factor that in with some of these manufacturers only display to the 5th degree. So let's say your grill's been running at 225. Its sample rate is it takes 15 samples over the course of a minute and then displays that value and then rounds it to the nearest 5. You see what I'm saying? This is how you get this overshoot data. This is how you get this like, I put it at 225 and it's at 245, or, because what happens is the auger turns on, it drops pellets in that minute, and it does this number, right? Jumps up. And then it hit its temp, its target. Because remember, once the pellet's dropped, you can't get it back. Once the auger has dropped the pellet, you can't. There's no taking out of the heat. There's no reclaiming of the pellet. You have to let it burn. Then you factor in, what type of pellet is it? Well, if I give you a handful of firecrackers or a handful of dynamite, which one makes the bigger explosion? They're both a handful, but one makes a lot more BTUs. Actually, it's this one, isn't it? Because this is the dynamite. One makes a lot more BTUs than the other. So then the grill goes, oh, hang on. That was hotter than I expected. Let me start swinging it down. And what happens? Here's your set temp. I'm going to swing it down, swing it down, swing it down. Okay, now we're low enough. Let's see what happens. Let's drop some more of that. And here it comes up again. Okay? And what you get is this sine wave. But what you also get is this average. And that's what you need to worry about. Hey, I don't really give a flying monkey's butt what your Flame Boss Fireboard blah 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 says your average temp is in that grill. You know why? It's a different kind of probe set to a different algorithm, set probably not in the same spot that the actual RTD probe that samples the temp in your pellet grill is set. You see all these variables? And then when you guys are emailing in or calling in saying, but it's off by 5 degrees all the time. Yeah, you darn skippy it is. Because what we're displaying, or what is being displayed on the grill, probably isn't really accurate. It's a ballpark figure. So, yeah, somewhere in the computer, it probably does match to the decimal point what your Flame Boss or your, Fireboard probe on the left side, next to the barrel, above my meat, at a 35.4 degree angle hanging from the top. You see where I'm going with this, says. Okay? So, just stop the madness, set the grill, walk away. Let your tongue decide, did it cook well? If it didn't, then let's have that conversation. Because that's what I'll have with you. But not that your grill is 5 or 10 degrees off. Sorry. You got to know more about how it's displayed, and I hope that helps you understand it. Now, I'm going to take a drink, because this next one makes me want to drink. Time and temp questions. I'm going to get a little zen here. I'm so tired of them. Guys, when I bought my Old Hickory pit, and I screwed up the first case of briskets, the first case of pulled pork, I ruined 100 pounds of chicken leg quarters. I didn't call up Old Hickory and blame them. Blame me. Because I didn't know enough. I didn't adapt to what that pit did. It's a $10,000 pit, and it cooks different than my $5,000 Old Hickory. Had to learn it. It's that simple. I had to spend some cycles to learn it. So if I'd called them up asking time and temp questions, they wouldn't have taken my call. They'd have laughed me out of the place because they said, you're a pro. Go figure it out. Well, you're not a pro. I get that. You need some ballpark. And you've got plenty out there. Just Google it, okay? Just Google it. There's a million videos out there now. Knowing this stuff used to be impossible. You know, you had to like swear yourself to secrecy and allegiance to a pitmaster and sign up for an apprentice program. You don't do that anymore. The information's out there. Go seek and you will be rewarded. I mean that. Seek it out. It's there for you. However, it's no one's responsibility to serve it up to you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I will help you. But I don't owe it to you. You don't owe me anything either. That's what makes this relationship good. It has to be mutually beneficial. And it has to be mutually rewarding. Okay? I have knowledge. I want to give it to you. My reward is seeing you guys follow back up that you hit a home run and you did something great. Love it. Okay? That leads me into the final thing that I've got before we wrap this up. It's a long video. Attitude predicts the outcome more than anything. That's it. You approach this whole thing with a good attitude, you're much more likely to win. You have a good attitude when you put that food on, you're more likely to win. You have a good attitude when you ask a question, you're going to get a response. These guys coming in that are so combative in these groups and fighting for an argument or just looking for, you can tell, man, they're sulking, man, and they're ready for an argument. They want to, what's that Chevelle song? He's Forfeit, right? It's like, I want to fight, I want to prove I'm right. I see these guys coming into these forums and these groups with that attitude. You're not getting anything out of it like that, guys. Come in there with a good attitude, man. Ask the question. Say, look, I've tried this, and this is my result, and here's some pictures, and I tried these pellets, and I did this, and just please help me. If you come in there like that, I've seen people call these people. I've seen people go over to their houses and help give them instruction. Do you hear me? You picking up what I'm putting down? If you have the right attitude, people will respond to you and help you. When you have a poor attitude and you want to fight, people like me, we're not going to fight with you. But we're also not going to give you your information. So please don't do that. Don't be that guy, okay? Have a good attitude. Enjoy what you're doing. These drills are meant to bring enjoyment and peace to our lives and be easier than staying up all night with a stick burner. So enjoy the process, but understand you're not going to win every time, okay? There's going to be some failures, and that's okay. Fail your way to success. Don't be afraid to test. Don't be afraid to try. Just because I said I like a certain brand of pellets, don't mean they're going to work for you. You test it. You form your own opinions. And if I'm wrong, prove it. Tell me. Prove it to me. That will change the game. Because now you have a basis to argue from. You have a basis of information. That's the stuff that matters. And that's the stuff I will listen to when you bring it to me. All right, so that's my 5 things this week that I just kind of shook my head at, okay? I don't know if we'll keep this series up, but as I have some, I will try to bring it back and put it on video here without it being me just beating people up with a hammer, which is my general inclination. I am very sarcastic. I'm very snarky, and I try to clean some of that up and be a little more low-key with you guys, okay? So try not to be mean, but I will always be honest, even when it hurts both of us. Just the way I roll. So that's all I got this week, guys. Pitmaster Shane D. Hope this stuff helped you out. We'll see you next time.